Okay, that was stupid. Ow! Thanks, Barkbusters. Thanks, fan. All right, new plan. This is going to be the week 2 wrap up back home. It's the next day. Didn't unload the bike last night. I ended up hurting my finger here. Punched a tree. The probe end Cycras definitely did something, but apparently they were a little loose and got out of the way. So still ate some of that root. Whoops daisies. At the end of week 2, I've got a few takeaways of this. Again, I still feel pretty good with my slow speed clutch control. Obviously a lot of opportunities there to improve and do other things. I'm gonna need to do like a full bolt check on the bike just to make things are all tight and prepared for the race, such as, you know, the hand guards and things of the nature. For personal stuff, when I lose confidence, I end up keeping my eyes down and looking like right in front of the bike like I'm afraid of everything. I need to focus on keeping my eyes up, because when my eyes are up, I just start riding better. And I actually think that from week 1, how I had stated, like, oh, it takes me a little bit to build up like bike confidence. I think that bike confidence is directly translated into my eyes like looking down. So when I'm lacking confidence, I look towards the front wheel, and then that hurts my posture on the motorcycle and all sort of stuff. But as soon as I can flip my eyes up and start looking down the trail, it's a lot better. It's a little bit, I don't want to call it confusing, but hard to really understand how to do really well in the woods, mostly because the trails can be a little tight, and you know, if you're looking through the turn into the next turn, but it might end up being blunt. It happens really often. I think that's just going to come with the more that I ride. Any hoozles, you know, if week 1 was about building confidence, week 2 was about smashing whatever I had. Again, I'm a noob rider, not novice rider. We're trying to get to novice at the end of this month. So luckily I have a 1-finger clutch, so my pointer finger works just fine. My middle and ring fingers are a little sore. They don't feel broken, they can move, but they are swollen and multicolored. So yeah, either way, that's that. I'm gonna go after this. The rest of the video is just going to be riding, so you can kind of see some of the drills I did and just some of the trails I rode, and that concludes week 2. I'm excited to start week 3. No bike maintenance at the end of this week. I'll check the filter on Tuesday or Monday, but there was basically no dust out. I was riding alone. The slow speed drills, I'm not even expecting to really have to do air filter. So I rode 4.5-5 hours last week, so that's week 2. So oil's got all the way through, not going to drop that, and that kind of covers all the tasks. So one other thing I did was I didn't record it, but I dropped some rear preload, get the rear to sit a little bit lower. This gives me so I can get to the ground a little bit easier, and truthfully, like, it kind of puts me more back towards where I would expect the rider sag to be. I just never really looked over that part of the bike setup, and that preload was cranked up pretty high, so pulled that out. I can't really say how that made me feel out on the trail too much. I did really tight single track after I made that change, which was kind of one of my first times doing that. And then the open flowy stuff, I was in the zone and riding trails I know, so I was moving with a nice clip, and I can't really say it made it better or worse. It did make the rear more likely to come up, which is something we have to work through. I still do have and when I say rear come up, is like as I'm going over whoops, you can kind of get the rear up, but my front's still hugging the ground. I think that just has to do with like I'm not weighting and de-weighting on the little rollovers or rollers, or whatever the crap you want to call them. Yeah, so anyways, that is going to be it wrapped up. I'm excited for week 3. I still have to learn how to do those drops. I don't have a good practice area for them yet. So, yep, either way. Of note right now, doing these slow speed drills, I will say they do take a little bit of time to set up. Was doing a few full lock turns. Much easier than left. Appear to be more comfortable going full lock right than full lock left. I'm not sure. I have to check my steering locks to see if maybe one of them's out a little far, but it doesn't matter. We'll do a few of those here soon, and then we're gonna go hit the trails. But yeah, no, I've actually done cone drills before, never on a dirt bike. They're an instrumental part of like the MSR. They teach how to weave throughout them and other box drills too. It's kind of cool to see some bleeding through on the dirt bike scene, and it is a really good thing. So I'm happy to go out here and give this a shot. So just how my bike's set up, doing these in first and just feathering the clutch, I've got more than enough oomph to move on along and through these things without much issue, which is super nice. And with this Midwest Mountain lever, it's really, really nice for feathering the clutch. I feel like my standing position isn't that good. Just fine, I guess. But I'm not really hugging the bike, so it can be underneath me. So I'm staying loose. We're gonna restart there. Back up and go again. Section on the right, and then a little log up on the left. And so let's see, I took 3 times until I successfully got it, and truthfully I should have reinforced and done a few more, but it's just getting kind of late, so I'm working on getting home. Let's see, I'm kind of far from home right now. So immediately I got target fixated. Up, no problem. Down, no problem. Little sandy washy. Felt the front get a little funny, but knew how to handle it. And rock up. The up, first time I target fixated on the thing I didn't want to hit, dropped my rear tire right into it. This is good anyways. because I was fully stuck. Like it engulfed my rear tire. I was able to calmly get on the bike, grab my tugger, lift the rear back and out of the way, and then the first time I stayed off the bike and just clutched my way up. Cool, and then hop back on the bike and then see my my goofiness at the log. I'm like unsatisfied, go back, do it again. Second time, no major drama on the first part again. Second part, there was a little bit of drama in the transition sand, and that caused me to just lose some confidence and then lose speed, stall the bike. Was able to restart on the hill, get up, no big issues, and then I fumbled around at the log. Made it over again, no big issue. But like people talk about being able to like wheelie and like hit a spot, man, I'm just not comfortable with it yet. And I'm gonna have to practice. Like this is again, hey, dope. Learning to lift the front wheel is something I need to work on, so I'm gonna keep doing it. It just, you know, obviously doesn't make sense. Third time comes around. Not only do I ace up and the down, I actually hit the line I've been trying to hit since the first time, which was the far left, and then I get to the right, and instead of doing this seated, really carefully with the clutch and all this other stuff, a little bit of weight transfer, a little bit of clutch, a little bit of throttle, was able to lift the front over the obstacle, and the rear just came gliding on over. So basically perfect, which ended up being pretty satisfied with that. Off to also some track. So for the rest of the video, I'm going to be just showing off some single track riding out on Tommy's Trail out of Tahuya. I'm going to have the first clip being a route section where I threw my camera up in a tree just to capture a different third-person angle. Tommy's Trail is a lot tighter in single track than what I've really ridden, honestly, so it's got some really cool sections. You ride through some down trees. It's really tight. I end up riding up the side of the trail and hurting my hand. Nothing serious. Oh my goodness. Alright, break time over. 10 out of 10 there, boys. Oh my goodness. there's this kind of cool steep downhill graded in with pavers onto a bridge section that was a little nervous for me, so I just sat down and really focused on getting through without injuring myself. So a bit of a Gumby action there. But kind of funny, right near the start of Tommy's Trail, I actually got a plant in my face. You can kind of see it on the video, and I make a funny sound, and I think I'm going to be fine, and then I end up wanting to start dry heaving right towards the end of the video, which is actually towards the start of the trail ride. Just kind of a funny little event that happened, and just kind of goes to show you're out there, not everything's beautiful views and greatness. This whole trip resulted in, choking on plant matter, falling into a pit of rocks because I was just being silly, smashing my hand into a sapling that had been cut down, and just, kind of struggle busing through. I would definitely describe week 2 as the struggle bus. Not that I didn't do stuff with the slow speed maneuvering.
I hit a bush with my face and it put all this in my mouth. I have no idea what the hell it was. It's just dead burnt shit or something, but awful. Gotta call the start of the day.
I'm just gonna keep on keeping on, and week 3 is gonna come up here soon. I got the bike loaded in the truck, and we're gonna be ready to go. So either way,
I didn't start my watch
the
either.
Screen says, thanks for watching, and have a good one.